Okay, so in this video we're going to actually go over applying some effects to our type. So I'm going to go ahead and start up here with the my first set of text, and the first effect I'm going to apply is called a warp effect. And I'm going to come in and just select any one of these effects that I would like. Now, more than likely, the preview button isn't been selected, and you're going to have to come in and select that to see what you're actually doing. And then you can come in, try a bunch of different ones out. And I like the arch upper for the top text here. Now I can control how much it arches by moving the slider. I can also play with the slides. So you're just going to kind of play around till you find something that you really like. Now with the bottom one, I'm going to come down and I'm going to apply a different warp effect to it. So I'm going to come into warp and I'm going to try the rise. And that's not really doing what I visualized it would, but if I take my bend here and get rid of my bend, and then I come with my vertical rise, I can get it to kind of look like the whole Star Wars text as it's coming out. So I'm just going to go ahead and get that where I like, just kind of play around with it. And then I can go ahead and hit apply right there. And then I'm actually going to scale this a little bit because it made it just a little bit big for, it's outside my margin. So now I'm going to scale it down just a little bit. And I'm actually going to make it just a little bit longer here, so that it looks like it fades a little more. Then I'm going to bring my text down closer to the middle, bring this up, position it a little bit closer there. Now those are basic warp effects. Now the next thing that I'm going to want to do is I'm going to try a few other effects. So if I select my name here, I can come into what's called Effect Gallery, and it gives me a number of different options. So I'm going to hit Command 0 here so I can get out and see the whole thing, and I can apply a variety of different textures to this, just depending on what I'm after. And I am thinking that or patchwork. I think I like this particular effect for that warp effect. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. It applies it to that. Then I'm going to come down to this bottom one here, come in and go into my effect gallery. Again, Command 0 so I can see the whole thing, and try a couple different ones. There's a couple other gallery effects. A lot of them don't work very well with type, but I can try a few different ones until I see what I like. And again, it only lets me apply one effect at a time, so I can go through and try different effects. And again, like this one, you'd think it would do more, but it just basically makes it black. And not seeing anything there. Come into I'm going to see if poster edge does anything, which it doesn't because I need to have some different effects there. So I'm just going to come in and find one that I like, and I still can't, it's kind of a decision making process. So I'm thinking either stained glass or what the splatter looks like. I think I'm going to go with splatter on this one. Hit OK. Now you can see that effect's been applied to it. And then now that I have my basic warp effects applied to this, I'm going to go ahead and do what's called create outlines. Now creating outlines converts my text from an object or from a live text to an object, and that is in my type create outlines, or I prefer the key command shift command 0, and that will make it into an outline. Now the other thing, that notice that I still have this outline here showing, and so what I want to do is actually come in and under edit, I want to, I think that was under object, I want to expand my appearance. And so now I believe I can apply a stylized effect like a drop shadow to it. Let's see if that's going to let me. Yep. So I'm going to expand my appearance on each of these. Now when I come in here and did my drop shadow, I need to come into my color and make sure that I use a color from my swatches, and I'm going to do the digital red here and see what that looks like. And I can control my offset to make it maybe 1/4 inch so it's a little bit bigger. And then I'll go ahead and hit OK. So now I'm not really fond of the red after because it didn't show me the preview, so I'm going to come back into my appearance, and I can come back into my drop shadow here, and I can go back and change that back to my color swatch and try blue and see what that looks like. And I think it was because I forgot to hit preview, and I like the blue better. And then this bottom one, I'm going to do the same thing. Come in, create outlines, and then come into object, expand my appearance, and then I'm going to come in and see if there's another stylized effect, and I'm going to see what the feather looks like here. Turn on my feather. I'm not fond of that one, so going to come in and see if we can do an outer glow. And again, preview kind of shows me what it's going to look like first. I'm going to come in and change this to my color swatches and do a red outer glow. Hit OK. And so basically now I have applied some effects to my type. And again, in my appearance panel, if there's an effect I don't like, I can come in and delete it out, or I can come in and modify it right here in this panel. So in the next video, we're actually going to get into creating some custom shapes and adding some art elements to our design.